Hello. Today I'm going to be making a tier list. Um, this is kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a joke because for a couple of reasons. First of which, I'm going to make like a super long video, which I think is just funny for like a low level player to make a super long tier list video. And also so I can just say, hey, if you don't agree with my opinion, watch my explanation at this time stamp of the video. I think that'll be funny as well. Okay. But yeah, I'm just going to be making one really long tier list video. I don't know how long yet. Probably over an hour, maybe. So the first, I'm going to go from bottom to top. Also, I don't have low tier because I feel like there's literally no distinction between mid and low tier characters. So might as well just make it all mid tier. Also, these could be grouped into single tiers. Like, it doesn't actually have to be upper and lower. It was just kind of, it just looks nicer in my opinion. But let's go. The first character, as in the worst character in the game in my opinion, is Mii Swordfighter. Okay, first of all, I don't think any character is definitively the worst. I put Mii Swordfighter the lowest, but that's not because I have something against Mii Swordfighter. That's because I don't know who's. Like, it's hard to order at the very bottom. So Mii Swordfighter, I think he's got bad neutral, especially for a sword character. I think his advantage sucks. He has like one bread and butter and it doesn't even work if you DI up and jump. You don't even have to DI up depending on the character. Like, he just sucks. His disadvantage isn't that good. Like, depending, he does have the mix up of which special like moves you use, but it's just not enough. I just think he's by far the worst Mii. Like, I think the other two are okay, but he just sucks in my opinion. The next bad character is Ganondorf. Ganondorf's a weird one. He's got pretty good advantage. Like, his damage output's actually pretty good. He kills super early. He makes you scared. His neutral's not terrible because his frame data is okay. It's not good, but it's okay. And his hitboxes are huge. Like, even his non-sword hitbox, like Nair's huge. Doesn't have that much end lag. Like, but the problem is his disadvantage is so awful. He dies to anything. He just has like no winning matchups. So yeah, like, he's not a horrible character, but just still not that good. Next is Little Mac. He has some good matchups. The thing is, like, he also has some of the worst matchups in the game. Like, he's such a volatile character that it's like, he's just not good. Like, obviously we shouldn't just give him aerials, but I don't even know how you'd buff him. Like, I think Little Mac sucks, but I don't really want him to be better, you know? Like, I think he definitely has some redeeming qualities. I think he could be higher, although I also think I think everyone in the bottom could be higher than this, but I don't know who. I feel like the people above them are also good, you know? So Little Mac, obviously, he's just too one-dimensional. He's really easy to camp, especially if you have linear projectiles. His side B's pretty good. I feel like if I were to buff him, I would just make it so he could use his side B after getting hit, so his recovery wouldn't be super trash. The next bad character is King Dedede. Some people put King Dedede like pretty high, like upper mid tier, like top of mid tier, maybe even bottom of high tier, but like, I don't see it. His frame data is so awful, like so bad. Yeah, he kills early and his damage output is okay, but like, you can just reflect Gordo on reaction, like, no matter how close it is. You can basically react to like half his moveset, and it just makes him bad. His jumps suck. His recovery isn't even that good. His airspeed sucks. His ground speed isn't even good. His burst options suck. Like, yeah, he kills early, and his recovery is okay, but like, it doesn't make up for how much everything else sucks. Okay, so these bottom four I feel like are kind of interchangeable for worst in the game. But next, I feel like this is the first character that's like actually redeemable, which is Lucario. I know it's a little low. I don't like Lucario isn't awful. Lucario has some stuff. Right, like Lucario's Shadow Ball is okay. His side B kills stupid early if you have aura. He just kills stupid early if you have aura. He's got good damage output if you have aura. But the problem is, he doesn't live very long. He's too light. His recovery is not that good, at least without aura. Like, if he could live a long time, I think he'd be broken, but he's has too bad a disadvantage. He just dies, and it really hinders his whole gameplay. So he ends up being like a really bad character if you just gimp him. And I think that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, I hate Lucario. Like, one of the worst concepts for a character. Kind of fun to play though, but like playing against him, I hate it. But yeah, he's pretty easy to deal with if you just can edge guard him. His matchups are really volatile, but for the most part, he's pretty bad in my opinion. The next character is Dr. Mario. And to me, this is kind of sad, because it's like Mario is so good, and then Dr. Mario is like, what if we made Mario less fun and worse at the same time? And it's like, why? I don't understand how this happens. Who did this? Who? Like, he's got really good frame data, but like, his neutral sucks, his advantage sucks, and his disadvantage sucks. Like, okay, his neutral's redeemable, but he's really easy to camp, so not even that good. He has a decent kill power. His up B out of shield is pretty good, but his recovery is like horrid. It's awful. It's unredeemably bad. Like, so probably the worst in the game. So his speed sucks. He just sucks. What can I say? The next character is Incineroar. Incin did get buffed. His revenge is a lot better now. But I think he still sucks. He's too slow. Like, I think he'd be broken if you gave him good speed. But I almost think just like a tiny speed buff might be nice, because he's like horribly slow. Like his revenge is pretty good. His side B is pretty good, but like his neutral B is pretty good. Well, I guess his specials are just pretty good. His recovery is not great, although it's obviously got buffed at one point. Still bad though. Still like top 10 worst recoveries. His airspeed's not good. His grounded speed's even worse. Like, I feel like his neutral and disadvantage are just so awful. So even though he's got actually has a pretty good advantage state, it just doesn't make it up. Like, it doesn't make up for it. I think Incin still sucks. The next character on the list is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is sort of similar to Incin, not because he's slow. Obviously, Donkey Kong's pretty fast, actually. He's got decent frame data. The problem with Donkey Kong is his recovery sucks. He's the easiest character to combo in the game. Like, there's stuff that only works on Donkey Kong. It's embarrassing. Like, Donkey Kong is so easy to kill. It's sad. Like, even characters who can't combo can combo DK. And it's just, it honestly is sad. It's pathetic. DK's disadvantage, horrendous. Bottom one, right? His recovery vertically sucks. He's got he's like got below average disadvantage, but advantage, but not horrible advantage. And his neutral is mediocre. I think DK is like a decent amount better than Incin, but still not good. The next character is Meta Knight. Meta Knight? I don't know how to feel about him. His neutral sucks. He's got like 3 moves. He's so one-dimensional. Like, yeah, he's got the up air, up B or neutral B thing. Like, his recovery is pretty good, actually. It's really good. But I don't know. I feel like you don't see Meta Knight. I don't know. He might be better than this. He might be worse than this. I really don't know. I feel like he doesn't seem to be good. I know he got buffed, like his Nair is bigger now, but like he still has no range. His sword has literally like less range than like a character without disjoint. Like, yes, it's disjointed, but it's still, it doesn't go anywhere, so you can't really space crap. It's just, I don't know about Meta Knight. I feel like there's nothing really good about him. So, but there's also nothing really awful about him. So he might be higher than this, but I don't know. The next character is King K. Rool. I love King K. Rool. I wish he was better than this, but I can't say he is. This honestly might be slightly overrating him. I mean, you can't overrate him too much and still put him like 11th worst or something. Wait, is that right? Yeah, sorry, 10th worst, right? He's still bottom 10, but like, I don't know. I love King K. Rool. His advantage is pretty good. His neutral is pretty good, but his disadvantage is awful. His recovery is like his combo. Like, he gets comboed super hard. His recovery is actually okay. If he can be kind of difficult to edge guard. Obviously, you can just hit him, but a lot of times you have to stage spike him, which means you can just tech. But his back throw buff is actually really good. He got more consistently kills off the throw now. His crown buff is amazing. You can just throw out crown and they just can't punish it. It's amazing. I love it. His general armor buff is good. Like, I think his buffs are pretty good. I personally think he might be higher than this, but that's where I put him. The next character is Isabelle. Isabelle is like, what if we took a character who isn't even that good, villager, and we made them worse? And it just perplexes me. Like, yeah, Isabelle has like fair and bear, right? And Isabelle has some cool Lloyd setups, and like, she can trap pretty well. Her fishing rod is actually pretty good. Her recovery is obviously really good, although because it doesn't have a hitbox, it can be kind of exploitable. But because of fishing rod, she also has the tether from the side, so her recovery is probably a little bit better than villager. But I feel like she's just missing a few things that villager has that is what makes villager better than her. She doesn't have bowling ball, and bowling ball is broken. Like, bowling ball against characters with linear recoveries that, like, well, against characters with more like slow, predictable recoveries can kind of mess you up. Although Isabelle can 2-frame pretty easily with up smash. And Lloyd Rocket is just so good for villager. And Tree is insane. Tree is stupid, but like, so I don't know. I feel like Isabelle is like villager, but without the oomph, you know? Not horrible. Pretty decently well-rounded character, but still not good. The next character is Kirby. I used to think he was bottom 1, worse in the game. But after the buffs, I think he could be better. He still gets camped super hard. Like, worse, probably bottom, top 3 easiest to camp characters in the game. But otherwise, his neutral's pretty good against non-campers. He's got a very volatile matchup chart. His advantage is really good. I feel like he can do well in certain matchups. A little bit like Little Mac, but better than Little Mac, you know? Like, he's better in more matchups. So I don't know. I think Kirby is pretty good. Like, not great. Obviously, still lower mid tier. Like, bottom 15 character, but could be a lot worse in my opinion. Next character is pretty similar. Well, not really, but looks similar. Puff. Puff Puff, I don't know how to feel about Puff. Puff is like, has some stuff, you know? Puff has a bunch of combos into Rest, right? Rest is okay in this game. I don't know. There's just something about Puff that just is like not very good. You know, she's super light. She, for some reason, she just dies when she gets shield broken, which is like so unnecessary. Her floatiness does get her out of some combos. Her recovery is pretty good, but it honestly isn't the best. It's not too hard to edge guard. I feel like Puff is like better Kirby, but better in neutral, but worse in advantage. Right? And I think that makes Puff better, but I think they both aren't that good. Okay, so the next character is going to be Byleth. I think Byleth sucks. Maybe my opinions are not justified. Right? Maybe I'm underrating Byleth. But I honestly don't see much to like about Byleth. I think her combos are underwhelming. Her uppie's underwhelming. Her her uppie off stage is really good. Like, unless you're going against a character who's really good at dealing with tethers, Byleth can be very difficult to edge guard because of the range of her uppie. But her uppie combos suck. Like, they're just not true for the most part. Like, they just don't work. Like, I feel like this character could be so much better, but she just isn't. Like, I feel like there's very little that is redeeming about her, you know? Like, and it's kind of sad in a way, but I feel like there's just really not much to like about Byleth. She's so slow, so even though she's got the range, she can't really use it properly. So her neutral isn't even that good. Her advantage, like I've said, isn't that good. She has like Nair, and that's kind of her only combo tool. Obviously she has a couple other combos, but that's her main combo tool, and it only really works at low percent. Her disadvantage is bad. I feel like they wasted half of her moves, half of her specials on moves that are just trash. Neutral B and down B. I don't know. And up B grounded also is trash. Like, I feel like she has some stuff, but she still is underwhelming. The next character is Zelda. Zelda, I feel like Zelda has some stuff. Like, her trapping game is actually pretty good. Her F tilt's great. She's got Nair F tilt. But I feel like, even though her, like, I feel like everything about her is still kind of underwhelming. Obviously, she's like pretty good at low level, right? She can be very hard to deal with. But I feel like it just doesn't, she doesn't do that well once you learn how to deal with her. Like, if you have a reflector, she crumbles. Like, I feel like she's just too volatile to be higher than this. Like, she's definitely at her peak is a lot better, but I don't think she reaches that peak very often, you know? I don't know. I don't have much to say about Zelda. Just don't think she's an amazing character, but I also don't think she's a terrible character. Okay, the final lower mid-tier, well, because we're about halfway through mid-tier, is Mii Brawler. You know what? I'm going to put him in upper mid-tier. Mii Brawler, I think I might be underrating him slightly. Mii Brawler has some stuff. He's fast. His neutral's pretty decent. His advantage is okay. It's not great. And his disadvantage is pretty good. Because he's fast. And he also has like budget flip kick, but I don't think that's very good. But I'm not really sure how good it is. I don't know that much about the Miis, is the thing. So I can't really tell you that much about if they're like great or not. I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't know enough about Mii's to definitively say that Mii Brawler is this placement, but I also have very little to say that they're anything else, you know? I don't know. I just do not know. I feel like, I don't know. Okay, so I feel like they should probably be higher, to be honest. But I don't know how much higher, so I'm just gonna keep them there for now. But I don't know. Don't. This is probably one of my most uncertain placements. The next character is Ice Climbers. I think Ice Climbers kind of like, I don't know. They don't suck, right? If they suck, they'd be lower, but they're not good, right? I think a lot of people see the Danish butter cookie combos and think, wow, Ice Climbers is so good, you know? But I just don't think so. I think Ice Climbers, they can do stuff, right? They are one of the hardest characters in the game, but at the same time, they can also do some stuff without doing hard things. Like their up tilt's dumb, their up air is dumb. They just have they just do a lot of damage on their own. A lot of their like crazy combos are like DIable or techable. Like a lot of their like obviously every footstool combo is fake. But I mean, you can catch people off guard with it. Nana, while it's not as easy to gimp as like melee, it's still not that hard to gimp, right? She just kills herself sometimes. I just think this character is like, could be good, but it is always going to be inconsistent. And I don't think that's what makes a good character. Okay, the next character is Ridley. I think Ridley's good. Like, Ridley, he's got, his uppy is so good. It's good distance. I mean, obviously it's not very angleable, but the straight up uppy has huge hitbox. It has lots of knockback. So he can be pretty difficult to edge guard, even though he's got kind of a super ridiculously linear and slow uppy. He's still kind of difficult to edge guard sometimes. He's pretty good at ledge camping. He does mad damage. He can kill pretty early. He's got a command grab. I feel like Ridley's only real downside is his ginormous hurt box, which obviously is a big downside. He's not as heavy as he should be for his hurt box size. I mean, so that kind of holds him back as well. He's got the multi-jump, which is pretty good for disadvantage. So he's not as bad. He's not DK, right? He's a little bit better than that, but still bad disadvantage. Holds him back a lot. I don't have much else to say. You don't see Ridleys that often. The next character is Richter. Richter is an interesting one. His whip attacks are so good. His projectiles are pretty good. His down B ledge trapping is good. If this character had a good airspeed, easy top tier, right? But his airspeed holds him back so much. It makes his recovery garbage, right? Like, even though he's got the good tethers, his recovery is still garbage because of the airspeed. His airspeed hinders his neutral as well. I don't know. If this character was a bit faster, he'd be busted. But right now, because he has so much trouble just moving around, I don't see him being any higher than this. But I don't know. That's just me. I don't know too much about Richter. The next character is Robin. I've seen people put Robin way higher than this, and honestly, I don't get it. Robin's specials run out, which is like the worst mechanic in a fighting game. Like, her arc fire is like really good, but it runs out. I mean, actually that's kind of it. All of our other specials aren't that good. Her up B runs out, which means if you see the wind tome like run out, you can just try and put her off stage and she's dead. right? Her 11 sword aerials are pretty good, but like her down smash is busted. But again, the speed really holds her back. Like her if she didn't run out of tomes, or if she like had better airspeed and ground speed, I think she'd be a lot better. But as of right now, I think she's not that good. The next character is Bowser Jr. I've seen people put Bowser Jr. like bottom 5. I don't see it. I think Bowser Jr. is good. Like, he's kind of like knockoff Sonic. You know, he's got the side B. His side B combos are sick. Like, you can get like 60% combos consistently with his up air. He's got some cool like parry footstools combos. I feel like this character is actually pretty good. He gets held back a lot by, he's pretty easy to gimp because his up B like doesn't come back sometimes, and he's pretty easy to combo. Although it's not as bad as some of the characters. His hurt box isn't too huge. The real problem is that he doesn't really have too many quick options out of disadvantage. I don't know. This character could be a lot better, but I don't think Bowser Jr. is like a bad character by any means. The next character is Villager. I've kind of talked about this with Isabelle, but like, I don't think Villager's that good. He's got Fair, he's got Bear, right? Those are both really good. He's got Fair from Ledge, which is kind of hard to deal with. His Tree is really good. His Nair's pretty good, although not amazing. His up B's okay. Like, it's got amazing distance, but it's not too hard to edge guard. I don't know. There's nothing like terrible about Villager, but I also don't think there's anything like really good about Villager. So I definitely could see him going a bit higher or lower than this, but like I'm not too certain about his placement. Obviously, there's only like one Villager, which is like kept, but and I haven't really seen kept play, so I don't know. My position of Villager is pretty uncertain, but that's where I'm gonna put him for now. Next character is Banjo. I think Banjo is super overrated. Well, unless you put Banjo lower than I do, then I think you're underrating him. But I think most people overrate Banjo. I feel like his camping game is actually not that good, right? He's, well, obviously his dash speed is really good, but other than that, he's kind of slow. His multi-jumps suck. His combo game sucks. He's got, obviously, has good neutral. He's kind of like a camping character with like random sword attacks because of Kazooie. His recovery is pretty good. Wondering is amazing, but it runs out, obviously. Like, I think Banjo and Kazooie is good, but I think not that good. My next character is Piranha Plant. I play Piranha Plant. I think Piranha Plant's pretty good. Patui's broken. Right, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I put Piranha Plant too high. I don't really see Piranha Plant being higher than this. Right, but personally, I don't really see Piranha Plant being lower than this. I see a lot of people putting Plant like 10th worst or something like that. I don't really see it. I feel like Plant's recovery is pretty good. His neutral is lackluster, I'll admit. But his advantage is actually pretty good because he's got a lot of good burst options. His dash attack and Patui are both busted. He's kind of like worse Snake in my eyes. But like, he's got some good traps, right? His ledge trapping's pretty good. His edge guarding is pretty good. I think if they just gave him like less landing lag on his aerials, he'd be a lot better. Like, if you could actually land on someone's shield with like a nair, this character would be busted. But right now he's pretty unsafe in neutral. He has trouble approaching, so you kind of just have to camp, right? But he's pretty good at camping because of Patui, because of LSS, because of poison. He's pretty good at reverse camping as well, because poison like messes up a bunch of projectiles. Like, grenades like detonate once they hit poison and like stuff like that. It also just does a ton of damage, so you can control the stage pretty well. I feel like people underrate Plant hard, but I don't really. I've also seen people slightly overrate Plant. I think Plant's a pretty decent character. I don't really see any major flaws. His disadvantage isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. He's got good fall speed. His fast fall neutral air dodge is really good. Overall, I think he's a pretty good character. The next character is Bayo. Bayo might be lower than this. I wouldn't see Bayo higher than this. Kind of like Plant. Bayo's advantage is pretty good. Her disadvantage is amazing because of Bats Within. Her recovery's pretty good. She's light. She's not that easy to combo anyway, even though she has Bats Within. But overall, she's kind of underwhelming. Her neutral is terrible. Like terrible. Like, she has like 2 moves and they're not even that hard to deal with. Her frame data is literally like almost as bad as Dedede's. I feel like this character is really underwhelming. I don't think the buffs are that great, to be honest. I feel like, but I don't even know if I want her to be better. You know, she was kind of obnoxious in Smash 4, although I wasn't a big fan of Smash 4 anyway. So I didn't really care because I didn't really play the game. But obviously, she has been a lot better in the past. But in this game, I don't think she's that good. Don't think she's awful, though. The next character is Mewtwo. Mewtwo obviously got buffed. I feel like the up air and back air buffs were like kind of nerfs. The down throw buff literally like doesn't matter. Like just DI, and obviously get out of it. Like, obviously it helps a little bit on some characters. You now have down throw forward air to kill, but it's not very reliable. The real buff is to Shadow Ball. Also, I feel like I called Lucario's projectile Shadow Ball earlier when it's Aura Sphere, but I don't know, maybe I didn't. But the real buff is to Shadow Ball, which is that obviously you can like spam a ton of small Shadow Balls in a row. Mewtwo is now like a pretty good camper. His only real problem is he dies super early. He's still easy to combo even though he dies. So a disadvantage is just terrible, but because of the Shadow Ball buff, his advantage is his neutral is pretty good. He can pretty much Shadow Ball into anything, so his advantage is actually pretty good. I feel like if this character was a little bit less easy to combo, like if they made the hurt box smaller or if they made him a bit heavier, he'd be a lot better. Or if they just made his tail like not wave around so much, because that can really get him in a lot of trouble. A lot of his tail animations like fling the tail way out there, because a lot of people say like remove the tail hurt box, but plenty of characters have tail hurt boxes, but they're not nearly as noticeable. The next character is Ken, and I'm just gonna put Ryu at the same time. I don't know enough about them to put them too far apart. Personally, I think Ryu is better. Ken's neutral game is not as good as my opinion, and personally I'm of the belief that neutral is most important. Shaku and Ryu's Tatsu are both like ridiculously good. Obviously Ken has slightly better advantage, but I think people underestimate Ryu's advantage. So overall I think they're pretty similar, even though they're very different characters. I think they are pretty similar tier wise. But I think Ryu's better, but I'm not too certain about where they should be. This might be a bit low, but I don't see them being too much higher or too much lower, to be honest. The next character is Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt is weird. Duck Hunt has frame 1 Can. Can is just dumb in every way. Can is like insanely good, but his recovery is pretty exploitable. And I feel like he's, I don't know, like he definitely has some really good strengths, but I feel like he's also just kind of mediocre in a lot of other ways. And I feel like he ends up being like a kind of okay but not great character. I don't know too much about Duck Hunt. Obviously, I've like watched Rhino sets, but like I don't know enough to place him too certainly. But that's about where I think Duck Hunt is. The next character is Pit. Pit is okay. Pit has like Pit has great aerial mobility, even though his air speed isn't that great. Because of his multi jumps are actually he's got like good multi jumps unlike Dedede. So he can actually move around pretty well. He's pretty good at landing. His hitboxes are like okay in terms of size, although they're kind of inconsistent. Um, his down B's kind of really good now. Um, his arrows are pretty good for messing people up while they recover. I just think overall this character is pretty good. I don't think he has any real big weakness. He can have a bit of trouble killing, but I think that's been helped a lot after the up air buff. Overall, I think this character is pretty good now. I don't have too much to say though. The next character is Wii Fit. Wii Fit is kind of a weird character because she sucks, but then she can buff herself. Right? So base Wii Fit is terrible in my opinion. But with deep breathing, Wii Fit is pretty good. Like high tier, right? Wii Fit's like high tier with deep breathing. But without it, low, like bottom 10, right? I think Wii Fit, she has a lot of trouble in neutral because her hitboxes suck. Like her advantage is pretty good if you have deep breathing. Her disadvantage is okay. Her recovery is like pretty good. I don't know. I think this character is kind of underwhelming. She struggles a lot with short characters. Like she has like 2 moves that hit them, and neither of them are particularly good. Her up smash is pretty good, but like Wii Fit has some high highs, but she's also just kind of underwhelming in most categories. So I feel like I don't really feel comfortable putting Wii Fit any higher than this. Okay, the next character is Mii Gunner. This is my final mid tier. I feel like I don't know where to put Mii Gunner. Mii Gunner has some sick neutral, right? Mii Gunner can do a lot of stuff in advantage as well. Their lead trapping is insane, like actually so good. Depending on what uppy they choose, they can either have like a really good out of shield option or a really good recovery. I feel like Mii Gunner is really underrated. Pretty good at camping. I don't feel like Mii Gunner has any real flaws. I just think not enough people play Mii's because of the stigma surrounding them. I honestly think all 3 Mii's could be higher. Like I think Mii Brawler could be where Mii Gunner is. And I think Mii Gunner could be like high tier. But I don't know. I don't feel comfortable putting them higher because I don't really know enough about them. Because nobody wants to play them because they're Mii's, you know? Okay, so the first high tier is going to be Sheik. I don't think Sheik is that good. I don't know. I don't know how to. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe Sheik is an amazing character, and like I know a lot of people say her neutral is amazing. I don't really see it. Obviously, needles are good. She's got good frame data. Like I'd say she's a high tier, But Void and stuff like put her low top tier. Like I just don't see it. Like her damage output's pretty good, but it's not amazing, right? She gets like 30%, right? Her combo game is like her edge guarding game is not great. Her recovery is pretty good. I'll give her that. She's got good disadvantage. But I feel like she doesn't have enough. Like she's super light as well, and she can't kill past confirmed percents. So I feel like her weaknesses hold her back too much to be higher. The next character is Hero, my personal least favorite character in the game. Hero is like, depending on his RNG, could be the best character in the game or could be like bottom 10, right? But overall, I think he's a pretty good character. If you get like pretty average luck, I still think Hero's good. He's got a lot of good spells. His side B, both his semi-charge side B, like half charge or whatever, is like ridiculously good at zoning. His aerials aren't great, but they're not terrible. His mobility is okay, especially if he has Accelerado. His up is decent enough, although it does have some easy. It's not too hard to exploit. If you get zoom, right, which is like more likely if you're towards the edge, right, it's like free center stage, right, from off stage, right. I don't know. I feel like this character is extremely inconsistent, right? But overall, I think he's still pretty good. Like, even though he's inconsistent, he's still good, even with that inconsistency. Crits are dumb. Crits are the dumbest mechanic in the game, in my opinion. Like his F smash already kills early, but like occasionally you'll kill a 10. Right, he's got oomph and psych up, which are both really good at pressuring opponents into doing something dumb, right? I feel like this character has no real flaws except for that he's inconsistent. Like if he always got mediocre RNG, like not even if he always got good RNG, I think he'd be a lot higher. It's just the chance. He's just never going to be a consistent top tier, you know? I don't know. He could be a lot higher. He could be a little bit lower, but I think he's about there. About bottom of high tier. Next character is Bowser. I think Bowser is definitely like the best super heavy, but I don't think Bowser is amazing. He's definitely like a heavy done right though. His armor is good. Right, tough guy is interesting. It makes him a lot better. His disadvantage is actually decent. He's got really good out of shield options, obviously. His command grab is really good. He's just a really scary character to play against, which can make people mess up a lot more. He's kind of like if Ganon were better in every way, you know? That's kind of how I see Bowser. I don't have too much to say about Bowser. Like, he's fast. He's a fast heavy. Like, that's all you need to know. He's pretty good. He's a fast heavy. Next character is Marth. Marth is a weird character. Marth, like, is just worse Lucina. And Lucina's good. So that's not really that bad of a thing to be, but definitely worse by a lot. Obviously the buffs are helpful. I think Marth was worse before. It makes him a lot better at edge guarding, which is one of Lucina's strengths, where before Marth like couldn't edge guard because every time you get a weak hit. But now he can edge guard pretty consistently with like back air. His other buffs are just generally good for damage output, but I still think he's kind of underwhelming. Obviously, Tipper F smash kills stupid early, right? But in general, he's kind of an underwhelming character. His damage output, if you're getting like a regular amount of tippers, is not good. His tippers are too specific to actually space consistently, which means even if you're immaculate at spacing, because of the speed of the game, it's still like RNG whether or not you're gonna hit them. So I think this character, if they just made the tippers like a bigger percentage of the sword, could be way better. But at the moment, I don't think he's that good. The next character is Luigi. I've seen people like mad underrate Luigi. Luigi has amazing disadvantage because of down B. He messes up characters with certain types of recoveries, especially tether recoveries, with his Zair. If you do landing Zair and space it well, it's like +3 or something, maybe +2, I forget. His only real problem is his horrendous aerial mobility, and his recovery can be lackluster, and it's pretty easy to edgeguard him. You just literally get in the way of his side B, and obviously if he gets misfire, that's unlucky for you, but most of the time he's just going to die because he's going to hit you, and then he can't recover after that for the most part. But he's got a good double jump. He's a bit like Falco in the way he moves, but obviously I think he's worse than Falco, given that I haven't put Falco down yet. His combo game is ridiculous. Like I said, his disadvantage is good. His neutral's okay, but not amazing. His fair like blocks half the projectiles in the game for no reason. I don't know. In general, I think this character is pretty good. I think Luigi's a pretty good character. The next character is Lucas. Lucas is underrated in my opinion. Like Lucas, a lot of people put Lucas like way lower than Ness, and I don't really see it. His F tilt's busted, right? His up smash and down smash are like stupid good, and like they're huge and they kill really early for no reason. His Zair is great. His recovery is way better than Ness because of his tether. And also it's harder to edgeguard him because you can't just get in the way of the Pika Thunder 1, right? Because it's a multi-hit, right? I'd say he's definitely a decent amount worse than Ness, but I don't think he's like 3 tiers lower than Ness like some people do. And I also think Ness is busted, so I can't put him that much lower than Ness when I think Ness is super good, you know? But yeah, in general, I think Lucas is a pretty good character. He's can be edgeguarded somewhat easily, but still not too easily, you know? I don't know, overall, pretty good character in my opinion. The next character is Toon Link. I think Toon Link is good. Toon Link is very consistent. He kills really easily. His up B out of shield is dumb. I think Toon Link can be mad underrated. I think all 3 links are really good in this game. I really think Toon Link is just a good character. He's got Boomerang Fair, which kills super early because of his Fair kills super early. His grounded up he kills. He's got back throw to kill. He's got bomb fair and bomb up air. I don't know. He's just a good character. He's good at zoning. He's got a really good recovery. Because he's floaty, I feel like even though his up B doesn't go as far as Young Link, I feel like he has the best recovery of the 3 links. I don't know. I think Toon Link is good. Might be a little bit higher than this, but I don't know. The next character is Rosalina and Luma. Rosa is interesting. Rosa is like better ice climbers, right? I mean, obviously not as hard, but you still have like, it doesn't really matter if Nana dies with Rosa, you know, because Luma respawns. Rosa, her only real flaws is her recovery is kind of easy to edge guard, and if she doesn't have Luma, it can be kind of annoying. But generally, I think she's a pretty good character. I'm not too knowledgeable about Rosa. I don't know too much about her frame data, but generally, I think she's a pretty good character. She's a pretty good combo game, pretty good, really good neutral because of the way she can control space with Luma. Just a solid character. I don't have too much to say though. So let's move on to the next character, which is Ike. Ike is good. I feel like some people put, obviously Ike was like super good at the beginning of the game because he's easy, right? People found out he's not too hard to deal with if you just anti-air him. I think his buffs are pretty good. I think the up B buffs are like mad overrated though. Like when you actually watch Raven King and stuff, their up air is still probably the more consistent confirm. Nair up B can be good though. Up B is just good in general, just in neutral, right? The dash attack buff is pretty nice. The fair buff is good for edge guarding. I think Ike's recovery is actually pretty good because of the side B mix-ups. I feel like Ike is just a solid character. I feel like they've done a pretty good job at making his game more well-rounded. But he's still very Nair heavy. But he's no longer Nair only, you know. So I think they've rounded out his strengths and weaknesses a little better than before. The next character is going to be Cloud. Cloud is good, but Cloud is not amazing, right? Cloud's recovery is poor, and I feel like that's really his only weakness. And he's, well, okay, that's not his only weakness, but that's his main weakness. His up smash is dumb, okay? His up B out of shield is annoying, right? I think Cloud is just a solid character, right? He's got really good disjoints. He's pretty good at camping. Obviously he's amazing online, but offline I still think he's a good character. He's got good frame data, good damage output. Not the best combo game, but he's so good in neutral it doesn't really matter. The next character, well, obviously it does matter because he's still like only this high, right? Because characters with better combo games, if he had a better combo game, he'd be higher. The next character is Corrin. Corrin is interesting. Corrin, like, she's slow, right? I think if Corrin is faster, Corrin would be a lot better. But she's got ridiculously huge hitboxes. She's got pretty good kill confirm. She's got pretty good damage output in general. The buffs are really good. Obviously, her neutral is pretty good because of her huge disjoints. Pin still isn't great, but it's not terrible anymore. I don't know. I think this character's somewhat well-rounded. Obviously, her recovery isn't good. The up B doesn't go too far. Her air mobility hinders her recovery a lot, but obviously she can back air. Back air also just kind of auto spaces. I don't know. This character's pretty good, but not the best. The next character is Pichu. I see people put Pichu super low, and I just don't understand. Right? Yes, this character dies super early, and yes, he also damages himself on top of that. But other than that, he's insane, right? Obviously, that's a lot holding him back, but it's not enough to make him some like lower mid tier, you know? Like I've seen people put him like bottom 20 and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like Pichu is a better than average character in my opinion. He's got great damage output, although lightning loops aren't actually a true combo. You can SDI up. But even with that, he's got great damage output, good kill power, great kill confirms that work for ludicrously long percent ranges. Great neutral. His only real problem is that he's like, he just can't camp because his only camping tool hurts himself, right? So you're just going to be dealing more damage to yourself than you're dealing to the opponent. And at the same time, your percent matters more because you're so light. Right, so that's really his only problem in neutral. And in disadvantage, he's not as hard to combo as I'd like him to be. Like Puff is like impossible to combo. Pichu isn't because he's a fast follower, so some of the combos still work on him, which is kind of unfortunate. But still really hard to combo. He's super small, pretty good in neutral, but not even close to as good as Pikachu. The next character is Captain Falcon. Before the buffs, I thought Captain Falcon sucked. Right, like down here, right, like low, like middle of mid tier kind of character, like bad. After the buffs, is pretty good. His Raptor boost is beautiful. I love Raptor boost. Like he's just a lot more consistent now. He can deal with short characters again because Raptor boost. His down B's a lot better now. I don't know. This character is just good now. Like I think they did it. I think they successfully buffed this character, where he went from bad to like a good but not overwhelmingly good character. So I'm really happy with the buffs of Falcon. Obviously, he's got great kill power. I think his neutral is still what holds him back. Well, actually, that's not true. His neutral's okay, but his disadvantage is poor. He's pretty easy to combo. His recovery is kind of underrated in my opinion. I think he's got some good mix-ups on his recovery, but in general, not great disadvantage. Pretty good neutral and amazing advantage state, right? So ends up being a pretty good character. The next character is Adult Link. Adult Link is good. His combos with Bomb are insane. But the problem with them is they're also insanely difficult, right? It's like the really good ones. Obviously, you can do some pretty easy ones as well. But his neutral is good because of Bomb. His advantage is good because of Bomb. His disadvantage is good because of Bomb, right? He's kind of a one... He basically has two moves, Bomb and Nair. Right? His Nair is dummy good, right? But he's kind of a... He's not... He's kind of one-dimensional, even though he has so many mix-ups with Bomb, right? A lot of the times you'll just see Link's Nair over and over again. Definitely a good character. His up B out of shield is good, but his recovery is okay. Obviously, his bomb recovery, which is like great, but if you like, you can put him in a bad situation, you know? That's all I'm trying to say. But still a good character, obviously. The next character is Falco. Falco's buffs are great. His down air buff is like good. Now like all of his aerials are just safe. His side B buff is good because now he has burst mobility. Just generally his buffs are helpful. I think before he was the worst spacey. Now he's still the worst spacey, but he's better at being the worst spacey, you know. His combo game is sick. His disadvantage is okay. He's got a frame 1 reflector, although it's still worse than the other two spaceys. Just in general, Falco's a good character. His real weaknesses is he's slow. His recovery can be a bit exploitable, although side B is pretty good now. And just his neutral is amazing, although up tilt is dumb. right? So he's got good strengths, but his weaknesses hold him back from being top tier like the other two species, in my opinion. The next character is Yoshi. Right, Yoshi is definitely a good character, you know. Yoshi can kind of just mash, right? All of his aerials are fast. He's got amazing speed, right? He basically never has to stop hitting you. You know, his neutral's great, but at the same time, because of egg, he can also camp, right? So, or egg throw, up B. Just generally a pretty well-rounded character. He's kind of like, I don't know. He's hard to describe. He's kind of unique, although he's also kind of like Mario and Fox. Um, Generally just a cool character. Pretty good, but not broken. You know. Wait, wrong character. Next character is Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong is it's good, right? He definitely has weaknesses, right? Which is why I don't think he's top tier. His um disadvantage isn't amazing, right? Because he's not that hard to edge guard because his monkey flip is super linear and his barrels take forever to come out. But generally he's pretty good. His neutral's great. His advantage is great. Only real problem other than his recovery is his kill power. He can have trouble killing, obviously, like you can get down tilt up smash, banana up smash, right? But if you can't get those confirms into up smash, he can have a lot of trouble killing off, and you'll see the opponents living to like 200%. But his neutral is so overwhelming that it kind of makes up for that. You know, his banana is so good for stage control. He can like Z drop, and it's like completely transcendent, and it just messes up every single recovery in the game. The banana, generally just a good character. I think he could be higher, he could be lower, but this is where I'm putting him for now. The next character is Min Min. It's hard to say where Min Min is, right? Min Min has amazing neutral, amazing advantage, kind of not great disadvantage, right? Her recovery is really easy to exploit, but other than that, I think she's really good. She's amazing at camping. She's not too bad when you're aggressive. Her combo game is amazing, although it's hard to tell how practical that is because we've never seen this character offline. So it's really hard to tell how good she is. She might be top tier. She might be low high tier. That's kind of the range. But I think upper high tier is my estimate right now. But again, I don't really know. The next character is Samus. Samus is good, right? Samus is like really good, you know? Samus is like really good at camping, really good at going in. I feel like her only problem is she can be kind of inconsistent. Her grab is really slow, right? Like painfully slow. Kind of a problem for Min Min as well. Like, so she can have some trouble dealing with shield, but generally her recovery can be a bit exploitable because of bomb. It's not too exploitable. Her combo game's good. Her advantage is good. She has no big weaknesses, which is why I think she's as high as she is. The next character is Ness. The most just Ness, great air mobility, great combo game, amazing neutral. Only real problem is the recovery, right? If this character had a normal up B, this character would be easy top tier, right? But because of his up B, right, he's got the double jump air dodge, right? But if you get him far enough, he's dead every time. So his recovery is really just the distance of his jump and air dodge, right? Obviously against certain characters he can recover with up B pretty easily, but A lot of characters have no trouble edge guarding him, and that's a real problem, right? So it basically means your life is cut short because he's so easy to edge guard. And he's also light. But his amazing positives bring him up to this point, in my opinion. The next character is Terry. I think Terry is one of the most underrated characters in this game. People put Terry like below Ryu and Ken, and I just don't get it. Terry is like so good. He's got amazing kill power. He's got amazing combo games. He's got great neutral. He's got good disadvantage. His only real problem is his recovery. Doesn't really snap to ledge, but he doesn't have trouble recovering high. Go is dumb. You can't let this character live past 100. So he can have some volatile matchups against characters who are really good at edge guarding, but other than that, I think this character is set. Right, this character is amazing. But his recovery really holds him back, in my opinion. Kind of like Ness. The next character is Young Link. Young Link is interesting. Young Link might be top tier. Right, he's kind of on the border for me. But I think he's high tier. Young Link has amazing combo game, great neutral, super speedy, great recovery. Generally just a good character, like endless kill confirms. I think his only real problem is his kill power. But he has so many kill confirms that he can really make up for that. So I think this character is just a really well-rounded, great character. Okay, so the first top tier, Greninja. Mind you, my top tier is huge. Right, you've seen the size of the previous tiers. Greninja is amazing. Right, Greninja has endless kill confirms, just great combos in general, good neutral, good disadvantage, right? Probably like a good, just I feel like Greninja has no real flaws, and I feel like that's what makes a top tier. Is you either have completely overwhelming strengths or you have no real flaws. And Greninja has great strengths and nothing too bad. So I think Greninja is just a great, well-rounded character, and I don't see anything wrong with him. So I'm just gonna keep him bottom of top tier. Next character is Sonic. I'll admit, maybe I'm biased by online. Right, this is not an online tier list. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I see Sonic's and Wrath doing so well, and I think Sonic is better than he is. But the thing is, even before Corona, Ken and Wrath were already doing well, right? This character's side B and down B are dumb, right? His recovery is great. His neutral is amazing. His advantage is good. This character's only real problem is he's like, because he camps so much, he's really easy to time out. So he could be pretty volatile, but generally just a great character. He's got no matchups that are too bad. Just generally great, well-rounded character. Well, not well-rounded in terms of stats, but well-rounded in terms of matchup spread. Just I don't really see any problems with Sonic. I think he's an easy top tier. The next character is Mega Man. Mega Man is weird. Mega Man's like really hard. Mega Man is just such a weird character, but Mega Man is good, you know? He can overwhelm you in neutral. He still has great combos. His neutral B is super good. His down B is really good. Just in general, he's a really good character. I feel like this is a common theme amongst top tiers. See what you guess. They're really good characters. His recovery is good. His up air is good, but I feel like it's kind of overrated. If you just don't jump, it doesn't kill you. Just generally speaking, I think Mega Man's a great character. He's kind of rare. I mean, obviously Kameme plays him, but Kameme also plays like Wario. Um, so I don't know too much about him, but in general, I think he's a pretty good character. Great matchup spread, good at camping, just good character. Next character is Inkling. Inkling has had a fall from grace as time goes on. Obviously, popular, amazing top 5 character at first, then like everyone drops her. But I still think Inkling's good. Inkling dash is dumb. Inkling has good ledge trapping with the ink bomb thing. Great frame data. Backer super safe, super good. Just dash and backer alone are like super good. Their recovery is good. I just again I don't see too many flaws. You know, just a great, well-rounded character. You know. The next character is Alf. This is the first character that isn't like super well-rounded. Okay, I mean obviously Sonic isn't super well-rounded either, but the first like in terms of matchup spread. Alf is so weird. Alf is like he's kind of I don't know. He's hard to describe. Alf, he's got amazing advantage, amazing neutral, great disadvantage with things like whistle. Just generally like a really good character, you know. I think obviously the Buzz thinks Alf slash Olimar is like mid tier, but I think the Buzz is crazy for thinking that. Alf he has a couple flaws. He's really light, but I think he can really get around that because of his fact that he can escape so many kill confirms with whistle. His kill power is insane. Blue Pikmin is dumb. Blue Pikmin throws just kill, no problem, do tons of damage. Purple and red are also dumb. Yellow's amazing for combos. White, if you get white and then combo them, you just get free like 80%. Like he's got cool tech where you can like move the Pikmin around sometimes. I feel like Alf is just a sick, good character. I don't see him going much. I feel like he could go higher, but I don't see him going much lower than this, to be honest. I know some people put him like down here, but I don't understand why. The next character is Snake. Snake is so weird. Obviously, Snake is good, right? Snake's neutral is insane. Snake can basically ignore the other player and still do well, right? Snake can just run around, do his grenade patterns, camp the crap out of the opponent, and just deal damage over time, right? On top of that, Snake is good in burst, right? He's got an amazing dash attack. His down throw is just free tech chases for days, right? His up tilt kills mad early. He's got great ledge trapping. This character is super good. I think he might be higher than this, but I mean, obviously the characters above him are also super good. So I don't know. Snake is just a great character. The next character is Chrom. Chrom is like Roy, but better. But he doesn't have Roy's recovery, which sucks. If Chrom had Ike side B, Chrom would be easy top 10 in my opinion. But he's got amazing damage output, amazing neutral. He's super fast. If like his recovery without up B is one of the best of any characters. Obviously, though, other characters get to up B, and in a lot of matchup, Chrom doesn't get to up B, which is really problematic, right? But I feel like his strengths are so amazing that even though he has one terrible downside, he's still an amazing character. Easy top tier. The next character is Fox, the middle spacey in my opinion. Fox is fast, excellent at camping. He can just dash dance all around the stage. He's got amazing mobility. His up smash is really good in burst, like as a burst option. He's got nair and dare up smash, very easy kill confirms. Just generally this character is good. His real downside is he's probably the easiest to edge guard of the three spacies. Because of his lackluster aerial mobility. Obviously Falco has worse horizontal air mobility, but he has got the double jump and stuff, and Wolf has amazing aerial mobility in general, and a Wolf has side B. But Fox probably easiest to edge guard of the three, but generally just a good character, very well rounded, super fast. I don't know, you can't go wrong with that speed. The next character is Pac Man. Pac Man is like, he is almost, I don't know, he's so good at camping. Like, his hydrant is dumb, right? Pac Man just does what he wants to do, and it just works. If you just watch T, it's just like, it's just an amazing thing to watch. I mean, T versus Sonic is not fun to watch, but T versus most people can be fun, right? I don't know. There's something about Pac Man. Pac Man is just really good. His aerials are great. His bonus fruit is good. His hydrant is super ridiculously good for stage control. His smash attacks are dummy good. I don't know. He's just a good, well-rounded camping character. The next character is Mario. Mario is good, right? Obviously, people thought Mario was bad at one point, but he's got amazing frame data. He's got amazing mobility. He's got stupendously good kill confirms. You can just get down throw nair fair at like 30, and boom, you're dead. On Yoshi's up air just kills for no reason. We're obviously like up air, up B, right? Not just up B, up air on its own. He's got his downer is great. His back air is so busted. This character's got some stuff. Cape and what's it called? Down B. What is that thing called? It's the sunshine thing. Well, whatever it's called. Oh, that's gonna bother me. What is his down B called? It doesn't actually matter. His down B is good for edge guarding characters with linear recoveries. Flood, that's what it's called. But just generally, Mario is a good character. He's kind of stubby. He can struggle with sword characters. But he's still not. He doesn't have any terrible matchups. Just a good character in general. He's fast. He's like if Dr. Mario was fun and good. The next character is Roy. I don't even know what to say about Roy. Roy is just like Chrom, but worse, but with a good recovery. So better Chrom. Which is like, his side B kills at like any percent for some reason. He's got jab back air, which kills dummy early. His like, if you get the hilt F smash, it kills so early. This character has such good kill power. His damage output's pretty good. His neutral is good. Just generally, this character is dumb. Right, really good character. The next character is Lucina. Lucina is like the pinnacle of Fire Emblem characters, right? She has amazing mobility, amazing disjoints, super safe. Okay, but not as good as like Chrom or Roy Advantage. And she still has a good recovery, right? Unlike Roy and Chrom. I mean, obviously the distance isn't impeccable, but It's like invincible. It has a huge hitbox, just hard to challenge, right? She's got amazing edge guarding ability. One of the most well-rounded characters in the game. Just great at pretty much everything. Just an amazing character, and she's probably upper top tier. Okay, the next character is Rob. Rob is he's like so good. If Rob had the same hurt box as someone like Joker, Rob would be the best character in the game. He's got a huge hitboxes. He's got great frame data. He's got amazing combo game with gyro. He's got an amazing camping game with gyro. His recovery is like impossible to deal with because he can just throw out and attack whatever. He's got a huge laser to throw out if you're trying to edgeguard him preemptively. His down air just 2 frames for like, it's like the easiest 2 frame on Earth, and it kills. Like, this character has such amazing strengths, but he's combo food. And that's what makes him not top 10 in my opinion. Right? Like, so close. But his giant hurt box really holds him back. But generally, an amazing character otherwise. The first top 10 character, Game & Watch. Game & Watch is dumb. Game & Watch is like Mario, but better in my opinion. You might disagree, you might think Mario is better. You might, for some reason, think Mario and Game & Watch are like completely different. But I think Mario and Game & Watch are pretty similar. Game & Watch's down smash is stupid, right? You can just throw it out like 15 times. Game & Watch up smash is -6 on shield, which is like literally difficult to punish for most of the cast. It's also invincible. Not as spammable as in down smash though. Game & Watch forwarder is so messed up. Like, it's +6 on shield if you do it right. So it's like always going to be plus if you're even close to doing it right. Right, it's literally unpunishable on shield. Obviously you can hit it, which is kind of problematic, but you can still put up a great wall with just forward air. Game Watch just can be really difficult to deal with. He can throw out so many attacks all at once. His smash attacks are so good. His nair has a giant hitbox. His up air is the best juggling tool in the game, in my opinion. Right? He's just an amazing character. He's light. I think that's literally... And he's kind of stubby. Those are his only 2 flaws, and they're not even that bad. Game & Watch is dumb. The next character is Palu. I've seen people put like Palu top 3. I don't understand it. Obviously, Palu is an amazing character. Her nair combos are great. She's got good kill power, great neutral, decent disadvantage, but she's still not like a top 3 in my opinion. Like, she has flaws. She's kind of tall. She's not that hard to hit in neutral. Obviously her back air is stupid, right? You can kind of just back air over and over again. But she can be pretty easy to punish because all of her aerials have to be done falling. Like, she basically just has a falling aerial over and over again. So I think she's not that hard to exploit, although she's still an amazing character. She has the ability to be good at every level of play, unlike someone like, well, some of the people we'll get onto in the future. She's great against most of the cast, has a good matchup chart, but I don't think she has quite the strengths of the next characters. Although she doesn't have too many weaknesses either. The next character is Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer is dumb. Right? This character is easy. Right? I mean, obviously that doesn't matter too much for a tier list, but it's still kind of helpful because if this character was hard, and you had to master 3, then this character would be super hard. But no, like Charizard is literally like kills for no reason, just always kill. You're just always a kill percent against Charizard. You get back throw back here at 20, right? Squirtle does mad damage, has great neutral. Ivysaur has huge hitboxes and kills. Right? I think it goes Squirtle, Charizard, Ivysaur in my opinion from best to worst. But all 3 are good, and in combination, easy top 10 character. Right? This character has no real weaknesses. I mean, obviously the individual characters have weaknesses, but as a whole you can kind of get rid of your weaknesses, which is an amazing thing to have. The next character is Zero Suit Samus. ZSS is really good. Her neutral is insanely good, right? She just isn't punishable. Her disadvantage is top 3, like flip jump is so dumb, right? Her advantage is not amazing, but when you have neutral and disadvantage like ZSS, it doesn't matter, right? Because you have a better neutral than your opponent, and you can get rid of their advantage with flip jump, right? So this character is easily this good. But yeah, ZSS is just an amazing character. She's kind of hard to hit because she's so skinny. Just in general, great character. Great hitboxes, great neutral, great in general. The next character is Peach. Peach is good. To be honest, I could see Peach being lower than this, right? This is like the first character so far that I like see being lower. You know, the rest like could be higher. Peach is really good, right? If you just look at her, it's hard to see what's wrong with her. But then you actually look at her matchup chart and you realize Peach isn't top 3, right? Peach has like amazing combo game, pretty good neutral, pretty good disadvantage. Her horizontal recovery is literally like the best in the game. But the problem with her is she struggles with a lot of the cast. If you just look at a Samsora matchup chart, I mean, obviously Samsora is pretty pessimistic, but still, it's obvious that Peach has problems. Okay, now we're on to top 5. Wolf. Wolf is dumb. Do I have to say anything else? He's got amazing aerial mobility. His recovery is not as exploitable as the other 2 species. Like, it's actually hard to edgeguard if the wolf is good. He's got great aerials. He's super safe. He's got great advantage state. Super good neutral. Laser is literally like top 5 projectiles. This character is so good, right? Not as good as the next 4 characters in my opinion, but still super good character. Easily top 5. The next character is Wario. Wario is like already an amazing character. He's got great, amazing aerial mobility, great aerials, good neutral in general, generous hitboxes. He's got a pretty good disadvantage state. His recovery is good. And then he also has Waft on top of all that. He would already be like a top tier in my opinion, like maybe upper high tier. And then he has Waft. The opponent only gets 2 stocks. What? This character is dumb, right? I think he could be a bit lower than this. But just in general, I think top 4 is fine. The next character is Shulk. I think Shulk, he's not as good as the next 2 characters, which I'll just say are Pika and Joker, right? But he like breaks the rules, you know? Like he just gets out of disadvantage for free, you know? His combo games with dial storage is so dumb. His neutral is dumb because he's the biggest hitboxes ever, right? Nair is broken. This character is like good, and then like he's already pretty good, but with arts, he's really good, and with dial storage, he's arguably the best. Personally, I think he's third, but arguably the best. Okay, so the top two is Joker and Pikachu. Okay, personally, I think it goes like this. Pikachu best in the game. First, I'm going to talk about Joker. Joker is super hard to hit, right? He's like, when he's dashing, right, you literally can't hit him, right? He just is so skinny, it's ridiculous. He has amazing hitboxes. He's got great combo game, and then on top of that, he has Arsene, so he also kills for free. You know, his Arsene back air is literally the best move in the game, right? His counter with Arsene and without is so good. His side B is good. This character is just good. There's literally nothing wrong with him. And then he also gets Arsene. I don't know. Like, this character is easy top 3, if not top 2 or 1, right? Like, I don't see him lower than 3rd, right? And I think could be 1st, right? I think these top 3 could all be 1st. But yeah, Joker's so dumb. The best character in the game, in my opinion, is Pikachu. Pikachu is super hard to hit. I would argue Joker's actually harder to hit. Pikachu has Thunder Jolt, which is like an amazing projectile. It's just basically free neutral wins. You can get Thunder Jolt back air. Back air is like an amazing combo tool. He's got one of the best, if not the best, combo games in the whole game, right? With Nair loops into fair loops. He's got upper bridges. He just has like infinite combo, not infinite, but like infinite combo possibility. Like, this character is so good. His only real flaw is he's super hard. But this is top players, right? So hopefully that can be overcome, right? So I think he is the best character in the game. But it's definitely close. The other thing I'd like to point out is I think no one should be nerfed. I just kind of disagree with nerfs in general. You should watch the Corrin gaming video called Why Buffs Are Better Than Nerfs. But just in general, don't think anyone should be nerfed. I do think these low mid tiers should be buffed, but I don't think any of these characters should be nerfed. I don't really see them as broken, like they're busted, you know, but they're not broken. But that concludes my tier list. So that's kind of all I have to say. I mean, I have been talking for an hour and 33 minutes ish. So that's the end of my tier list video. So see ya.